There's no book that tells you how to do that, what we're doing right now. And I'm dropping in here. It's going to be about 20, 25 good minutes on YouTube.
Okay.
With local real, and we're going to look at around Reno. Might as well look at around Reno.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm dropping the key, trying to get to work here. Okay, we are live, folks, and we're trying to get the blab up. Let me see if I get the blab going. Come on, blab. It takes a few seconds. So while we're over here getting ready for the blab to come up so folks can watch us over in blab, and we thank the audience in blab. We have 32 people come by. We've got a few watching right now. But let's get ready here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's everybody introduce yourself. Hi, Jonathan. Jonathan Denwood. Jonathan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi there, folks. It's Jonathan. I'm the co-host with Bill, the Wizard of WP Tonic.
And John Locke, he's one of the co-hosts too from Sacramento. Sack of Tomatoes. Go ahead, tell them what you do, John.
Sure. I am John Locke. I own Lockdown Design, and basically I help empower like business owners through WordPress. So.
And I'm Bill Conrad. I'm a business owner of design, build, construction, real estate for 20 some odd years, and I've been plowing through WordPress for the last couple of years, learning a lot, figuring out how to apply this new world to a new model, which we're working on today. What I'm really happy today is the focus on the WordPress show will be into real estate sites around the Reno area and some of the applications that we're using. How's that sound? And what we can do to make them better.
That sounds great.
Okay, what I want to do is I want to sort of lead this with my real estate background, let you guys come in, and I'm going to pull up some web pages. I want to start. We're going to review.
I'm putting some in already, Bill.
Okay. What's just happened?
I just put them into chat on.
Hold a second. Something weird. Okay. No. I want to. I've got a different way. I've already got it laid out from our blab, so we don't need to of the sites. Somewhat. So I want to look at this one Joseph record. Let me talk about him.
One thing, Bill, it's not the live event. It's not showing up in blab, is it?
Okay. What I need to do is I need to recycle again. This is just a little blabism here. Oh, you know what? I need to. Oh, it's paused on them. Let me try it again. Oh my. This is interesting. Let me try. Let me get this link again. We're going to have to edit out the show here. Once you're on the YouTube, though, the YouTube is the most important now. But I still want to get this little link in here. So link. Come on, link. So I'm going to copy this link. Copy. I got to stick it back in here. You got to reset your blab. It's not working right now for some reason. Let me get in this key here. That's frustrating. So, let me try to pin it. I'm going to pin it into there.
Yeah, I just want to tell John about Boomtown. So the Marshall Realty website, John, is developed by a company called Boomtown. If you just go right down to the bottom, you've got the link to Boomtown.
There we go. Now we're up. We're up.
All right. And they provide all-in-one solution, John. They provide training. They make the website for the agent. They provide SEO services, paid Google advertisement, Facebook. They provide a content management system, a customer management system. They provide a load of stuff, and it's aimed at broker level, John.
So Boomtown, you're like Boomtown. Maybe we need to interview some of those folks, or we'll look at Boomtown too. Let's look at Zillow and work up into this agent, a couple agents, real fast. I want to look at your page too, Jonathan. Okay? I think you got a good design, and maybe you could critique it a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I'm going to bring up this first site, which I want to start. We're going to look at this one agent and why he's so successful. So here is Zillow. It's sort of interesting. He's a paid Zillow site. He's a premier Zillow site. And we're going to work into his page. And a lot of real estate agents, or at least around where my wife works, are talking about this guy and what he's doing. And you can see he's younger. He looks like a millennium, right, as we move in. And this is Zillow, which I don't know. I've learned a little bit about Zillow. I've been studying Zillow for a few years, but I learned a lot more recently. Things are changing so much. He's got a premier agent, and he's got certain areas. So this is really big. He's got 48 transactions, which is huge. In 12 months. He's making a lot of money. But now a brand new agent, I'm saying maybe shouldn't use Zillow until they get some stuff under their belt, because Jonathan and I were looking at, you're comparing somebody who's new to him, you're going to probably go to this guy, right? Unless you have a personal relationship. That make sense? as we evolve through this, and this is like training for agents too, and using WordPress. And why? By the way, my bottom line in WordPress, every agent should learn to blog, I think, and still have someone helping them. That's just me thinking. So anyway, let's look at this. So you've got this guy here, and these are his listings right here in his past sales. And he's got 31 reviews, and they're all 5-star. So he's doing something right. That's a lot of reviews. All 5-star, boom. So that's good. Okay, now let's go find his website. Here's what I don't like. I don't see a quick link to this guy's website. Maybe it's down here. Here's his email. Here's his Facebook, Twitter, but he's making a mistake here. He does not have his website down here. Well, it says website. I think you put the name of your website, though. So we're going to go right to his website. Here it is. There it goes. No, it went right to his website. So I clicked off Zillow and went right to his website. Now, this is what they're talking about. Few agents want to maybe use the company that's building this website.
Can I say something, Bill?
Yeah. Okay.
This conversation. And
I'm not being, John. I'm not mad at you at all.
No, don't. You're jumping the gun, Bill. Again, this conversation that these agents are having, Bill, I do understand it because it's a commission-only business and it's highly competitive. But it's also, this conversation is, in some ways, a bit sad, really, Bill, for those agents that are discussing it. And it's partly because they work for Chase International, Bill, and also they're a bit out of the loop a little bit. Because I'm not being, and I love John's response to this as well, is that there's nothing wrong with this website, Bill, but there's nothing special about it either.
No, that's what I said. The first thing I said the same thing. That's one of my analysis.
If you're in, I don't know what maybe John can find some real estate agent websites in Sacramento. Maybe you can do a quick search, John. But what do you think in the Sacramento market? If our agent,
can we stay on focus on this one though?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a quick point, and I'll shut up, John.
Okay.
John, do you think in the Sacramento area, an agent who wanted to get sales could have, what kind of web presence would they need to have, John?
Well, I think like Bill said, and as I'm sure you're aware, a lot of it comes down to relationship marketing. You have to have a strong relationship with them. But say if you're a person that's just either looking to buy or sell your home and you don't know someone that you're connected to, what you don't want is your website to disqualify you. You want that website to convince, if you're a real estate agent, you want that website to convince people that you're the right choice. So.
Yeah, well, I think you need to use in your presentation between you and me. You need to point people to it. Conversion code. Yeah. So is it working?
You need to buy this book, Bill, and read it.
I will. I'll buy it today.
Right. It's well,
first of all, okay. Go ahead.
It's by a guy called John Chris Smith, and him and his partner, Jimmy. They run a company called Curator, and we could also look at a typical Curator website, which they produce for a client. That might be easy, but you really do need to buy that book and read it, Bill.
Okay.
So let's get back to this website. So what do you like about it, John, and what don't you like about it?
Okay, well, at the top, I like the photos that he's using at the top. That's if you're in the Reno area. I mean, this is obviously of Reno. You can see the hills, you can see the lake, the city skyline, and stuff like that. So, like that, tells people they're in the right place. What I don't like is there's this huge, almost like unformatted block of text, and
it doesn't look good in the middle for design.
It really doesn't. It really. I mean,
No.
There's a lot to say here, but I don't know that anybody's gonna read all this. They're just kind of gonna skim over it. I think mostly this is. I mean, maybe this is being written for clients, but my gut says this is probably written for search engines.
This is written for SEO, isn't it, John?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
It's just written for SEO. This is really, but the problem with that, John, I don't know if you agree, is that you want the site to do something. You want it some form of conversion, and
Yeah.
I don't see any clear call for
Yeah.
action when it comes to
No,
conversion, does it, John?
No.
no, no. You need
Not
that
being
list. We
asked
talk.
to.
No, the list is part of this business too. The email list.
Yeah.
Or
Agree.
some kind of conversion or something. Um, yeah, so that's my reaction. I totally agree with you, John. So you want to go to
Let's
some. Go
let's
on.
listen to some of the stuff he's got here. So, do you think this is really oriented towards just SEO? There's sell a home,
I
sell a
think that middle
roadmap.
block is where it's just text. I really do. That part I think is.
This is the roadmap to sell it.
I mean,
And
that part's
1031
fine.
exchange. I like this. This is a good little article. So he's going to get SEO off of these things. I like this. You could put this inside anybody's WordPress site. Just
Yeah.
work on the words. It's good. And then he's got, now this, again, this guy's a top producer. He's got areas, sell your home, seller's roadmap, which I think I just looked at that. Here's the listings. So let me hit back to the listings. Featured listings, Somerset, which is the area that Karen is sort of looking into right now. That's our main area. And Reno Contemporary Masterpiece, whatever that is. Let's see what that is. So he's getting SEO off of all these things, right? What is that? Just like some fancy house somewhere? He's Dixon. In fact, he's not Dixon.
Yeah.
Or is he Dixon?
But
Is he Dixon?
no, what this was about, John, there was there's a kind of, it's linked to Art Town and linked to the Desert Festival. I forgot what it's called. What's it called, Bill?
Burning Man.
Burning Man. There's a kind of, then there was articles in the local RJ, which is the biggest, the only regional paper, about art houses, and he might have lifted the whole article and manipulated it, but that's why he's talking about that, John.
Do you think
I
he
see.
couldn't lift the pictures? They can get big trouble for lifting pictures, folks.
I don't know if he is lifting them. He might be one of these guys. I have no idea.
I lost that tag. Let me find.
We cannot presume that. He's probably stock photography which he's bought.
Is that the house?
I have no idea.
That's probably the house. That's a Parade Homes winner. It's featured in the magazine down there. It's Parade Homes. So he's getting. That's a good thing to put on a website. Just fill it up with good articles and stuff like that.
I agree.
External links. This is interesting. External links. That's an interesting thing to call it. External links. Now, what does that do for your site?
Well, most sites, there's only two types of links. It's like internal links basically means you're linking to another page on your site, and external links just means you're linking out. So I think I don't know why they named it like this, but maybe it's just to tell people like, hey, you're going to another site.
I've never seen it done like that. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. So.
I think it's fine for what it is, but it's better to have external links in the actual copy. Having a list like that is not problematic, but in it, I don't know if John agrees with this, but what I've read and what I've read from the group of what I consider the top experts, it's better to have the external links in actual text, the copy of what and you're adding extra value to the post article that you're writing by linking to external resource that gives more information about what you're talking about. Would you agree with that, John?
Yeah, I would say like if you're gonna have, I mean, if you're writing something, say about like visiting Reno Tahoe or whatever, you'd want to sprinkle that into your like regular, something that you're writing. I mean, I can see why he did this though. I mean, it's like a resource page.
This is interesting. Now we've come up on this back page here, and notice he's got his widget area over here. So this is the widget area. White. He's got buying and selling. I don't know what this is.
I would say something that he is doing that maybe like not every real estate agent does is he's answering questions here that people might have. Like this page is all about what is a short sale.
Yeah.
And I would imagine like a lot of people type that into Google, and so he's trying to answer that question. And it's obvious.
You're still there, John? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It's very
Yeah, I mean,
extensive.
you've got to write this, but if you were to reproduce as a agency, you'd have to have different text every time in here, or it would be,
Well, sure. What I mean,
you
and
wouldn't get
and
the
that's
SEO
it.
out
You're
of it.
gonna want to put it in your own words. I mean, yeah, I've
Yeah.
had people say that to me, like, hey, we talked to different SEO guys, and they want me to write stuff,
Well,
and
anyway,
I just grab words. They're all the same. But here's the thing: your words are not all the same. You can say like the same things. You can answer the same questions, but the only thing that you really have is you want it to sound like yourself. You don't want to just plagiarize stuff from somebody else's site because that's not gonna do
Yeah.
anything for
so
you.
so going back, I went back here to look. He's been in business 7 years, and
Hmm.
especially buyer's agent and Zillow. So I think these more expanded agents do get some bang out of this. But
Yeah.
okay,
One thing I want to point out too, like here, what he's doing, like when we talk about like doing well, and he could probably rank a little bit higher too, because when I Google like Reno real estate or real estate agents in Reno, he's about like page 3. But he is doing something right because Nevada Business Magazine named him as one of the top 25 realtors in the state of Nevada. And when we were talking about on Blab, would I say if you can get your like local business journals and stuff like that to write about you,
Yeah.
that is not only like in a magazine, like a print magazine, but that's going to be on the web forever. And so that's like a brand mention.
it's
So,
permanent. Yeah, it's like you want to start blogging 10 years ago, right?
well, the next best thing is to start today.
Right. Okay, let me go back on
So
this.
true, so true, John. So true, so true. What do they say? You got 1,000-mile journey.
Here's his
You got
blog.
to take the first step, haven't you?
Here's the
Yep.
blog. Interesting blog. So you can put this in your blog, that bigger picture look.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little simple blog here. Does it read more? Is that a plug-in on that blog, you think? WordPress.
It's probably just like calling like the archives of the blog and just pulling it in. There's probably something like in this theme where it's just built in where it does the hover effects on the image. So
Oh, on the theme, yeah. I pulled up the theme. The theme is Vellum, Vellum. The
okay,
Parallax is Parallax, builds it, Theme Forest.
okay,
He's
yep,
got Spartial Match Lifestyle Search, Hi Member, whatever that contact form 7. We were just talking about that earlier. Uh, CSS3 responsive WordPress comparable price tables. I wonder what he uses that for. Didn't see that anywhere.
well, like a lot of
Go
those themes that you
price.
buy on ThemeForest, they're built to like appeal
Oh
to
yeah, that's right. They got a ton of stuff
everybody,
on. That's what
everybody
that
and
is.
anybody.
These are all the theme forests. There's lots and lots of plugins in here. So it's got a lot. That's what
Yeah.
Theme Forest does. You buy the whole package and it comes with the plugins in it, right, or something.
Well, yeah, and here's one thing too. Like this site was built in 2014. Here's one thing to watch out for with ThemeForest themes, and you know, a lot of those themes have plugins bundled into them,
Mm.
but they don't update like on their own. You have to
Yeah.
update the whole theme, and the theme author from ThemeForest has to update it because normally you just have a theme and you have the plugin separate.
Okay,
And
Jonathan.
then,
Yeah.
yeah,
Jonathan,
exactly.
he's got he's looks like he's got his own broker reciprocation. Is this coming out of? Has he got a plugin here? You think, Jonathan? What do you think he's doing? How is he doing these listings here? Are these his featured listings?
It's probably, it depends which IDX plugin system that he's utilising. Just like what John said, some of these theme forests, which they kind of, they're optimized to work for one specific IDX plugin provider. I don't know if John's aware of this, but I need to tell you this, John. There's about 6 to maybe up to 12 different WordPress IDX plugin providers, and what they have to do, John, is they have to negotiate with all the different regions, areas that have regional real estate associations to utilize that data in their plugin, John. You
Now
probably know.
this looks like an iframe here.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Let's take a look. So, okay,
Property
so what?
search.
That's property search. Yeah, that sounds really interesting with the IDX. Like it is very just you're kind of like locked into like whatever system you're. It looks like it's Flash. It's a Flash embed.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So
So is a
that's
Flash embed, is that something that's a plugin somebody's built?
is probably like an iframe that's like dropped in there. I'm gonna try and look at the source code really quick here. It's a widget. So it's probably either a plugin or just something that's like dropped in there. It's probably like a plugin or something. It just drops it in this page. So
Okay. So anyway, it's okay. It doesn't absolutely amaze me. I mean, it's got a lot. It looks like it's designed for SEO, right? Basically.
I
It's a
think
good,
there's a lot of SEO. There's some good stuff in here, but it's not really necessarily on the first page.
Yeah.
it's a good starting. It's a good. It's a good It's a good starting point. It's nothing. It. I don't know. I don't know how to put it. It's a good. It's a good. Well, how would you give it a mark? What kind of mark would you give it? I would give it a kind of C plus. C plus, maybe a B minus. What would you
C
give it?
plus to B. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I say that, and it looks a lot like gravity forms here, doesn't it? This is just gravity forms. I mean, you could build this in gravity forms pretty easy. This form, right?
Oh yeah, you
I
can
built
build
stuff.
pretty much anything in Gravity Forms.
So
It's
here's
like
this
a fun
little widget
page.
area. This is the first place I found the widget area. One thing he doesn't have on here, he doesn't have like a place to. He's got these forms, but there's no lead magnet or giveaway, which is real simple to do. He could do that like 7 reasons to buy a house now, or 7 tricks to buy a house in Reno, or something like that.
So yeah, so he is missing an opportunity there.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, it's interesting that I just want to see what other agents are saying and talking and why.
Yeah,
And this, he's got the little
that is
Twitter.
Gravity Forms, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like gravity forms. And he's got this little Twitter. This is real simple to do. This looks probably from Jetpack. Jetpack's got something just like this.
See,
And
the other thing, and I'd like to see if John agrees with this. My feeling about a lot of the content of that website, and being I've just recently worked with a few, I understand why this has happened. I get the strong impression that that's most of the content has been developed by the agency that developed the website for this particular agent, and they've filled it out quite effectively, John. But it's shallow. A lot of it is at a certain level from a source that doesn't know enormous about real estate, but have done their best for the agent because the agent
yeah,
has precisely provided a lot of content.
look on his Twitter
Would you
account.
would you agree with that? With what I've just said, or would you
Yeah,
disagree?
I'd say it looks to me like there's about 20 or so pages where it's like, good detailed content, and I'm sure that the agent themselves probably had a big hand in providing that.
Do you think
But
so? Yeah.
but beyond that, it just kind of like stops. There's like some listings on the blog. But here's where I think like a lot of people like have an opportunity is to use the blog for more than just like here's some listings. It's probably like a lot of
Yeah.
questions that people have about selling and buying a home. You could go on for days and weeks
Yeah.
about that.
He should
So
have. Most real estate agents do not blog very well. He should have. But that doesn't make them money. I mean, this guy's a top producer, and he's not following
sure.
all the rules, is he?
Well,
That
I
we
would I would say that my guess is probably like a lot of his leads are coming from Zillow or they're coming from some other source. I mean, I think the site is just there
Yeah.
basically to say like, hey, like, yeah, I'm a person that you should trust. It's not necessarily like generating anything because, as you said, he's not even like asking for emails or anything anywhere there. So
Jonathan, let's look at I think your site's, let's go over to Jonathan's site, look at this one you're building for, now this is an older agent who's been around, very successful in Carson City, right? Jonathan?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
successful. And I mean, he's one of the top, probably one of the very, very top agents there. So,
I think last year he sold 45
yeah, a
houses.
lot. Yeah, well, we could look up the Zillow thing if you needed to find out. That's one thing nice about Zillow. You can find out who you're working with and what they're doing. As if you're doing word pages, websites in any city in the United States for real estate agents, You can look at Zillow and see how to. That seems to be the big giant right now. Websites. So here's his website. Will this link to your website here, Jonathan? Right here.
Yeah.
I'm going off your search. That's a beautiful website, I think. I like this a lot better than the other website when I just look at it for feel. I like that
Yeah, I
picture. That's the backside. I don't know what the name of that mountain is. And you've got a. Hopefully, which one is this? This slider. Is it a good one?
It was the one that it's so clerical. How do you pronounce it, John? So
This is John. Yeah.
Soliloquy?
yeah, I can never pronounce that.
And you've got this search box right up here, which is nice. Is this hooked up to IDX?
Hopefully.
So what do I need to put in here? Let me search something. Location. Let's say Reno. And
I would say, well, that is one thing that I think is really good because having something like that when people come to like a real estate site, I mean, okay, there's a big banner that says, "Hey, Carson City Homes," so they know, hey, this is real estate for Carson City. And the next thing is like a box for searching, availability, like home availability. So I think that's really good, and I think like any real estate agent should have something like that, like something that people are looking for right up at top. And I think that's a great job.
if you don't mind, Jonathan, what are you using here for a search?
I think he's using
IDX
I can't remember the ID. I think if you I'm not sure.
Oh, I spelled Reno wrong. That's why I didn't search. Lexicon there.
DS, IDX.
It's using diverse solutions.
There you go.
See, what I don't like about this is see that's pricing. It's not your thing. It's whoever's using for IDX. Maybe I have to put all those zeros in here. Do a little more autofilling or
I've
something.
got to check to see if you set that up. I set up the main thing, but I'm probably going to have to check this afternoon. If you go to the main navigation and you go to search homes.
I'm going to home. I went to home.
No, the search homes on the main navigation.
Okay. There you go. It's that. What are you using in that front to put that in there? Is that just CSS to put
No,
that?
that's the IDX plugin from Diverse Solutions.
So this is right here, right? What's that run cost?
I wouldn't say it's the best solution, but it's the cheapest at the present moment. They do two versions. Their cheap version is $29.99 a month, and that's the one that he went for. And then they do a premier version, which is around the average price between $50 and $70 a month. And there's another one. The next value one is from iHomes, and they do one around, I think it's around $34.99. So it's called Diverse Solutions White, and you get limited functionality about where you can place the data, but it does the job.
Now, is this is local business directory? Is this just whatever you or he has put in here?
Well, he wanted to do. He wanted that. That's a free plugin, and he wanted that. And I found the one that I thought was. I can't remember which one it is, but it works quite well. And he's getting his assistant to put in all the local businesses that he knows.
I think it's important to do this to get if you've got a good painter, is to put them in there and they like it and they see it. And,
yeah, it provides a really nice back end.
And a little bit of testimonial. I think it's got some testimonial in here, which is good. The blacklight.
Is this a brand new site?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done any. I'm not. He hasn't asked me to do any SEO work for him. I'm training his assistant to show how to do them. I've installed SEO Yoast, and I'm showing his assistant how to do the page titles. But he's had some staff leave him lately, so he's been up in the air a bit, John.
He's not blogging, so he's got an assistant, which I think is real important in real estate.
He's got one. He's got. I think. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's got at least one blog.
Yeah.
And then he's got some other If you go to that one where it says Carson City Lifestyle, it shows some other stuff. So I don't know if those are posts or actual pages.
That's a page.
Okay. So he's got one thing on his blog to start with. So.
Yeah, he's not blogging. That would help him. So, but that's where you need another, like you said, an assistant to be blogging, and the agent doesn't have time really to dig into this, do they, Jonathan?
I would say that applies to like a lot of businesses. There's a lot of people that are so knee deep in their business
Yeah.
that they really don't have time to blog. But when you sit down and talk to them, they're just like a wellspring of information.
Yep.
And I think this is like so many people across so many industries. If they don't have time to like write, or share that knowledge themselves, someone within their organization should be doing it. And I think that's a huge opportunity. Sorry.
So what form is here? Where does this form go, Jonathan?
Oh, this is Gravity.
It's Gravity. And does it feed into Gravity Forms itself just to stack it on the website?
It should send an email to him if you fill it in.
You want me to?
I can do. I would.
Who gets it? Do you get it, or does somebody?
No, he gets it.
I won't do it.
Might upset him.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
How do you drop a link in here?
Where do you want it? In the Google Plus Hangout?
Yeah.
There's a group chat. You go right to your far left, and then some things will appear. Some icons will appear if you put yours.
Is there like chat?
Yeah, chat. You go to chat. You go on the top.
Perfect. Okay.
You go.
You should go.
Excuse me. On the left-hand side, there's a blue chat box.
Okay, got it.
You should see some links I've put in, John.
Anyway,
this
I
works
dropped
really
the link
well.
in there.
There it is.
Okay. So anyway, that
works really fast, by the way. It's good.
This is the person that is basically like the if you Google like Sacramento like real estate agent, I think this person
Lion's
comes
a big
up with.
company too. Yeah, it's good.
This was actually one of the better sites too that I could find just off the top of my head because some of them are like not that great. But this one was. She's actually #1 in the map, and she's #4 in organic if you just do Sacramento real estate agent. But the ones that I seen in the first page or two, this is actually probably one of the better sites. So, and it shows like a lot of the agents' like personality.
What's her name? Let's see, Elizabeth something.
Weintraub.
I can't copy it somewhere. Can I copy that? No.
Like in the search, like if you hover with that, it's like all the locations. There's for short sales, there's listings. There's a lot of stuff, and I think that she has been. There's no link for the blog, but it's like underneath Meet Elizabeth, and I do believe that she blogs.
Let's see.
So she is actually doing what I was talking about.
Where's her blog?
You go on the top nav. You go to Meet Elizabeth, hover, and then it's like blog is underneath there.
Oh, right there. So it kind of looks old, that pull down.
Yeah, it kind of does.
She's
I didn't build the site. Somebody else built this, but as you can see, what she's doing is she's actually addressing like specific questions that people have. Like you can see, like, can you get a FHA loan on that Sacramento home? IRS and compensated emancipation. Messing with credit reports when home buying creates chaos. Now, the sites that we've kind of looked at, like a lot of the people, they just have like listings in their blog. But this is an example of someone who's answering like questions that her actual clients have come to her with, or that she's hearing, and answering them like really specifically. And she blogs like quite frequently. You can see her. She's like all up on it. So every day almost. So yeah, it could be a lot of like why Google is putting her #1, in this area.
She is #1 then in Google?
She's #1 in the map, #4 in organic.
What did you search?
Sacramento real estate agent.
Sacramento Elizabeth, Elizabeth. Okay. I want to search somebody real fast.
Sure.
Copy. So I'm going to find an agent. What's nice in Zillow is you can, she's Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I pulled her up in Sacramento. She's got 141 reviews. That's a lot of reviews. It's more than anybody. 56 locally. Interesting in reviews.
So Zillow reviews probably count for SEO to your actual site.
But the other thing too is I
Yeah.
don't think she's a premier agent. She's not paying anything into it. Oh, she is. She's a premier agent, so she's got some areas. Let me pull up. Let me show you what she looks like incognito.
Okay.
So we can. Oops.
And there's the sign up for the email. You'll notice that too. So.
Let's see. Find out the incognito site here. I've got so much open right now.
Yeah. But you can see this site, like there's actually like a little bit of work. It shows like some of her personality. It doesn't look like any of these like the typical like real estate agent site. So you get a sense of who she is.
Yeah. Anyway, so that shows that she's a top producer too. So she's doing everything. It's a combination of everything for the top producers for the most part.
Yeah. So I mean, the website is part of it. Zillow is part of it. Like, you know, the stuff that you're doing in your local community is part of it. All those things are part of it. So.
Yeah. So Marshall Realty. Let's look at that as we finish up. Marshall Realty. Let me go back on this incognito. I'm going to say incognito. So I do want to look at something that's Zillow. Marshall. Start with this. Marshall. What is it? Marshall Realty, John? Marshall Realty.
I've got the link in the chat.
It's marshallrealtyteam.com.
I like what he's doing because he's creating one big team with everything falls under him for his listings. So I should have gone back. Look at this. Here's how it starts. So you can see that's how he comes up when you just Google Marshall Realty. We've talked about this earlier, and he's got 29 reviews on Google.
So he's crushing it there.
A lot of people don't have that. And we go to his website, and I'm going to go over. So that's what his website looks like. And I'll go back to Zillow. There's his team.
So what do you think of this, John?
Like I was saying, the top part, it's fine. Like, you got a flag. I mean, that's cool. But it's like search by. The first thing you'll notice is like a search box that's tied into the IDX. So maybe there's like a theme here. Like, you know, if people want to search for something, they want to find it like right away. Then you've got like kind of like 3 like calls to action here. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And that goes to personalized home value for sellers. Guaranteed sold is, it goes to a page that's short sale home value, and then sell my home fast.
That guaranteed sold, but what that is they do a low price offer. These are some techniques in real estate.
And then the last one, like the sell my home fast, is smart home seller program.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So let's go through these tab time. Here's home. I'll go fast. Search. We did that. Search. So what's he doing for search the map? He's got search the map. What do you think that is?
Let's take a look. It's weird. You actually have to click on those to get them.
Oh, you go into the next bubble. I've seen this. You go here, like here, it'll drive you into areas like this. See, 58. There's actually an area. This area is a little out because this area is into here. It is not a very it's slow. Oh, it's over here. There it goes.
So, like in the source code, it says like BT listing search.
This is my wife's listing right here. Wait a second. My wife's listing's down here. Trying to figure the most recent one. Does not show up.
So BT listing search, whatever that is, it's probably some service or plugin or MLS thing.
Oh, here it is. Let me look at something. So right there, I'm gonna hit more into here.
But you said that this is built in Boomtown, right?
Yeah, this is not. I'm not sure if they use.
Yeah. No, they're using a proprietary. Because like if you look in the source code, like everything around that says like BT listing search wrapper. So it's their proprietary development.
Look at this. This is my wife's listing right here. This is one of my wife's listings right here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have, by IDX, you have to have the listing agent somewhere on here, and the broker.
Is that guy right there?
No, that's not my wife.
That'd be worrying. That'd be worrying.
The actual listing agent, and like they're supposed to have her as the listed agent. Like,
see down here, yeah, they have to, and it's not on here. Here, a little bit of, but I don't see any listed agent in here.
What's the repercussions if they don't do that?
I don't know. I don't know. In the old days, man, you get pounded, but there's so many violations out
You
there.
need to telephone them on Monday and ask them to rectify that.
Well, I think you got to find out the rules first here. So,
You need to find out the rules, but I think you're
yeah,
right. They should be showing the
let me
and
copy
they're
this
not,
link.
and they're not. So take a screenshot and find double check, and then don't get really pissy, but just say,
And if
just
that doesn't work, just show up to their workplace with a baseball bat and take care of business.
well, do what what the next blab, the troll that follows me everywhere, just troll them. What a freaking idiot that
But I'm
guy
just,
is.
yeah, it's weird. But I'm saying, yeah, he must spend too much time on Blab, the guy.
Yeah, I reckon he's
Um,
got too much time in
but
his
this is
hands.
really weird. I mean, I'm showing how the, I mean, I have 25 years in real estate. The world has changed so much, and there used to be a lot of tight rules, and I think the rules are fighting among
Now, I just want
themselves.
to ask John some questions about this Marshall site, John,
Yeah,
because
good.
why do you think it's doing reasonably so well? Is it just the volume of transactions and then the team? Because in some ways, this is I just want to quickly tell you this is a very typical Boomtown website. This is one of their typical templates. And when you go to a lot of these Boomtown sites, they basically all look like this. But it's working in SEO terms, and in some ways I'm a bit puzzled. But it has a lot links. It's like if you go to their area guides, it's there, but it's very shallow. The detail that they're giving you about the different
Oh,
areas.
yeah, yeah. This is what Boomtown does.
Uh,
Does Boomtown create this website?
yeah, they make
They maintain it and build it?
yeah, it's a typical boom town. You've seen one, you've seen them all, and it's typical. But so the area guides are very in. I'm using this SEO term here, folks. I'm saying it's shallow content about Marshall. You got your typical, but you got your team. Let's go to the About Us page, John. Not a fantastic lot of content. Um, to me, it's pretty shallow, John. But
Where's About Us? Right.
it's under About Marshall Realty.
I can't even find it.
Right.
About
So
Marshall.
one thing that I'm okay.
It
So there's
strikes
a few
me as
things.
shallow, but it's still doing well. Why do you think it's still doing well, John?
Okay, so there's probably like a lot of reasons. So Google really, they're trying to match like what your intention is, like when you're searching for a.
Look at that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, the Facebook. Yeah, that link doesn't work. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
it's funny.
So they're really trying to like match like what your intention is. So if you're trying to sell a home or buy a home or search for a home, they're trying to deliver the best result. So like with these Boomtown sites or this particular site, you've got like search up at the top, and they've got like coverage. It's not really so much like you have like these little landing pages like, oh, here's
Bring it
Reno
back to
neighborhood, and
Boomtown.
here's Hanford or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like some pulled in content. But what's behind that is they're showing you all the listings for like Reno and all the listings for Hanford and all the listings
Yeah.
for like Carson City.
I like their IDX a lot better though. See how
Yeah,
they've had to pull down
the way I'm rationalising it, I just wanted to get your feedback and then put my rationality. In a way, this website is a kind of miniature Zillow. They're utilising, and because it's optimised to Reno a bit more, it's shown on the first page with the big portals, but it's using very similar kind of shallow content, but a volume of it. So what I think you're saying is they've got a lot of volume and they've got a
A
lot of
lot of volume.
signals coming back to Google that it's around those things that if somebody's doing a search, that's why it comes up. Is that making any sense, John?
Yeah, that's making a lot of sense. Like, not only, I mean, they have like, I mean, it's better. Okay, maybe it's not like the best content, but it's better than the other agents that are out there.
Yeah, because they're not doing anything, are they?
I think they're doing more than like some of the other ones that we've seen. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
what I meant.
their search. Okay, so like if I look them up in like the Open Site Explorer, Doesn't look like they have like a ton of domain authority. Doesn't look like they have a ton of page authority. But they do have a lot of Google reviews, so that, and they're probably all local to
Yeah.
Reno.
So I think you're getting some keys already, Bill. I think if you really want, you've got to improve some of the content on Karen's website. But if you,
Well, let's look at Karen's site real fast.
one of the factors that also is that you want to get some good reviews on Google. Would you agree with that, John?
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. One thing that I'm seeing too, like with them, like when I look up the Marshall like in Realty team in Ahrefs, they've got 468 like activity on Google Plus and 557 on Facebook. So
What is
people
that?
are like, I think it's like a aggregate like of like shares and likes of the page. So people are like, sharing this, voting it up.
Well, they're big on social media.
Yeah, I mean, and that is a factor too. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is a factor. It maybe Google does look at like things like that. If you have like 5 likes on Facebook, that's not. They're gonna maybe look at you like a little bit differently, like than a site that's doing exactly the same stuff that has like 1,000 likes on Facebook.
By the way, that's in someplace else? No, it's the same site. I thought I was on a different website there for a second. See this? By the way, he does this good. He's got little clips up on YouTube, which is good, but not many agents do that. And he's got he puts a lot of money into it.
Okay, but see right down here. So this is the same site. Okay.
So anyway, it's good. So it's a more advanced site, and this is Boomtown. You say builds all this, Jonathan?
I'm not sure this one is a Boomtown.
Are we on a different site? Or let's go back.
I think that's the same site.
No, we're on a different site now.
Oh, it is a different site.
Wherever I clicked, we clicked onto a different site.
Yeah.
But it looks similar, but different.
Yeah.
That's weird. I can't even get back. I get back like this. There's a site. So this is Boomtown, right, or whatever it is. I go to home and I hit this satisfaction. I hit one of these buttons here. I hit this satisfaction guaranteed, and that's what took me to another site. So that's Marshall Realty. Let's see what it goes to again. So it's Marshall Realty Net. Was that a com we just hit?
There's a com and a net.
It's com and what's going on. That's what he's doing. So he sent me over to the net. How does that affect SEO? And what do you think of that?
Well, the one that's ranking is the com.
Yeah.
So
it's an old site maybe or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's an old site, and they just.
Well, they're using their satisfaction here, and they've linked them. Interesting.
Guess so.
Yeah.
They haven't updated it.
Yeah, there's some reason why, maybe a business reason.
This is more like a WordPress site too, I would guess. I have to look at that.
Yeah, so maybe that's what they were doing before.
And here's how he's trying to do different areas, right? Articles like Reno. He's got these like he's trying to get SEO off of this.
And I see what they're trying to do there. But this is kind of like a little bit spammy.
It's slow too. The site's slow.
It's a little bit spammy when you put like Reno, Nevada or Sparks, Nevada in like every single like blog post title. That's a little bit spammy.
It's really a slow site to load too. Because I hit our team.
Do you think I actually could get a penalty for this? Because it's so spammy that it's almost in penalty territory, isn't it, John?
I was talking about this with a friend like yesterday, and they were comparing some stuff in their city, and there are people that get by with black hat SEO.
Yeah, it still works if you.
There's definitely it works really well until it doesn't.
Yeah, then you get hammered, and then you get hammered, don't you?
And then you get destroyed. Yeah.
Hey, going on to Karen's site real fast. I know there's a lot that can be done, but the average real estate agent's not going to probably do this blog. And she's starting to blog a little bit. Yeah. If you saw, she's starting to write some articles now, and she understands the lead magnets. She's starting to get it. Yeah. And we have other stuff like personal stuff on here too, which I think personal is good. That gets you good ideas, and that's why she's getting those ratings that you found just off this little site, right?
Yeah. I would break it up a little bit. I maybe would have a top tag that says family. I don't know.
On the blog.
I would break the blogging sections into like under about. I would.
There's Jonathan's thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would about on the about page, I would have like underneath it
Yeah.
family, and then I would have a blogging section about what's going on with.
So you could
I
have
don't know if it's a difficult one. That needs a little bit of thinking about, doesn't it?
search.
Yeah. So you were asking too, Bill, like earlier about like doing Moz local
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like
We,
that.
we could add that right now.
Okay. So if you look at the link that I dropped in there, Marshall Realty, they
Here,
actually
let me open that
have
up.
like they have almost everything like in sync.
You dropped
With
in.
Yeah, they actually have pretty like high accuracy with like their like name, address, phone number.
See, I do believe in the small team concept. If you have a brokerage, small teams is the future. You could, if you could figure this out in every city, you could go to every city and set up their basic website system and process.
Yep.
You know, for agency, if you had your own agency setting up in areas with small teams, and then sell out half of that to the team and have the brokerage, broker team ownership. Have ownership from the team leaders. So what is this? What we're looking at, Moz? What's he doing?
Okay, so this is Moz Local. You can
So
actually
I should probably buy Moz right away for a year, right?
I
yeah.
would stop buying anything until you really look at it.
understand
I haven't bought
yeah.
anything in a while, Jonathan, but we just, as you know, which I want to finish up talking about when we go
Sure.
back to these guys.
I think of Google Karen's business or like search Karen's business, so you can do check listing in there. So basically what this is it's looking at like the mentions of the stuff like your company name, address, phone number, website, email, all that stuff, and making sure that it's like consistent across all these data aggregators. Yeah. So there's Google, Facebook, Foursquare, Super Pages, Info Group, Newstar, Factual, Best of the Web.
Does Moz only work for one person when you have it? You have to sign up for one domain?
One business? Yeah, I believe so, yeah. But it's like $7 a month.
You got free tools too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. But basically, I mean, just like improving this, like a lot of businesses have either duplicate listings or they have, it'll be listed over here like with one address and like over here with a different address. I would like search, after this is like done, search Karen's business and see what you find, and then see if you want to like, kind of like clean these up, and it may help like a little bit. So.
Let me finish up with something real fast.
Sure.
So anyway,
Let's look at Karen's site and finish up.
Okay, and then I want to talk about Zillow for a couple minutes to finish up. So recommendations. This is Jonathan's one of Jonathan's tools here, right, Jonathan? You can tell him about that, what it does.
Yeah, it's just to get more referrals, and it goes into a back-end system that stores the referral. But if they give a good review there, it's going to take them to another screen, which encourages them to Zillow. I think she's linked it to Zillow. And it's an integrated system to get more positive reviews and be proactive about it, John. And
that's awesome.
It looks nice too.
It's built in, and we're going to be adding video functionality by the end of May. So that picture could be a video of Karen asking for the review.
Yeah, not many agents will make videos, but.
So here's a question, Jonathan. Is that like a custom plugin that you developed, or how does that work?
That was pure custom plugin development by my crew.
You should. I really think that this is like a good product idea.
Make some money off of that. You can sell that as a plugin.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it. I'm trying to find I'm a bit stretched. If I found a partner and
what's the AB? I noticed something down here. See the AB? How do we change that? AB.
Pardon?
That's NV. AB.
Oh, well, where are you talking about?
On the bottom of Karen's
address. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You need to go into Mailrite if you want to log in now.
Okay, now I'm on incognito. Well, I could do it afterward. I could.
You can change it all. I want to show you how it all works again, Bill, and because you've got a superb tool. Because you feel I've been negative about your 300. I think it could pay off, Bill. But
it's not that. I'm very frustrated myself, and I can tell you why. I want to look at that at the end. But I'm trying to help this whole new environment. I think you've got a good tool here, Jonathan. But,
yes.
But why aren't agents picking up and using this? I mean, you've got something
It,
that's better than some of the other stuff out there.
Well, it's very interesting. I just want to get John's input to see if John is one of the most. He's a really fantastic web designer, developer, but also he's an extremely calm, logical individual. So, and I use him as my. And he's very respectful for people.
You never see me when I'm fired up, Jonathan.
Hey, John, do me a favor.
well,
Wait, real fast, do me a favor. Go over to Blab and hook back into the seat.
and I use him as my judgment call if I'm blabbing or talking bullshit. So basically, get back to your question, Bill. I think it's very similar to this guy that this first website that we reviewed, Joseph. And I'm not attacking Joseph's website because, like John agreed, it's a C plus website, Bill. It's a good start compared to a lot of the competition, but it's still C. But everybody in Chase International's talking about it, aren't they, Bill? They're all.
Well, a few are.
You
And
know,
that, I mean,
it's,
that
it's,
two
it's,
agents get together. They get like 5, 6.
Yeah,
Let me shut the door here.
it's the weekly topic of that week. It's the he's getting sales, but the truth is, Bill, he's been around for 7 freaking years, and I think he's probably spending a lot of money with Zillow, and he's got a C plus website, and it is what it is, Bill. But it's the thing. The problem with MailRite is I need a spokesperson that's got real credibility in the real estate industry that becomes a champion of MailRite.
Right.
And really starts talking and blogging and speaking about MailRite, and then it will. And if it becomes the hot, talked about and seen, that individual gives it credibility, which I cannot give it. It will start to fly. And I'm talking to some people who fit the bill that got the kind of reach that might give it some credibility. But everything's about credit. Do you agree, John? Everything really, in some ways, is you've got to have a decent product. But after
Well,
that,
I think this is a good product. I mean, too, because you're prompting people to not only leave a review, but okay. Now let's maximize the benefit and have them go over to Zillow. And
see, I think you're going too wide in some areas, John. With your products, you've got some great stuff. I've always said that. The lead generation is good. Let me show you something else that Jonathan does real well. He doesn't get credit for. See this right here? Mm-hmm. That's his post kicking in there, and that's great on Karen's Facebook site. Look at that. Mm-hmm. And those are good posts now. I remember when you started with the goofy posts, but those are good posts. Whoever you're opening out, and that just keeps it going. I mean, it looks good. It looks like you're staying engaged.
Well, it's another thing, John, that we provide this social media calendar, but I'm not saying to people that we do it all for them, but I think one of the things, especially Twitter, and also it's really difficult for agent to really keep on posting on their page because of what Facebook have done. But it's really important to have an active Facebook page because that is indexed by Google. And secondly, every agent should really look at some stage at some Facebook paid advertisement. I still feel for a return on your investment, Facebook probably still offers some of the best value out there for impressions and reach.
I don't think it's the most targeted.
For real estate agents, I don't think there are many people actually using it either, do you? I think I think for $300, like I said, a month, I could have got more bandwidth out of Facebook than the Zillow, possibly.
You would have had to work. You would have sort out your landing page. You would have had to utilize lead pages and build some decent landing and get some decent capture and have an offering. Because it's not in. You would want to get some traffic back to the website and some capture of email. Then you could have used it MailRite. It would have taken some thought. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. So hey. Jonathan, I appreciate it. Any relocation service. This is kind of fun. This is something I just screwed around with. Off the podcast.
I think that's a great idea. And I think the other thing you got to understand, Marshall, because between you and me, Bill, I did analyse some of his backlinks, and they have been advertising heavily through Google AdWords through Boomtown in the Bay Area.
Oh, they have Boomtown? let me show you something here. I don't know why we lost her page. Did I guess it redirected off her page there. Let me just finish a couple more of these links.
So, in general, John, what advice would you give Karen about her web presence?
Let's just say something real fast, just so FYI, so you guys know. This relocation thing off the podcast, I've actually got 1,000 people that hit this site and no one's filled it out. That's off the podcast. 1,000 people are on the clicks from this. This is Gravity Forms. FYI, I just want to tell you, 1,000 people have hit that. So that shows me there's potential there, and you can make some money on that. It's 25% referral. You know this referral thing? And then tools, I've got these links here. I don't even know what that is. I put it on there.
Yeah. So, John, to finish off, what are your impressions about Karen's website, and what kind of quick advice before we end the show that you could give to Bill around her website?
Sure. No, I think that Karen's site, like, as far as like looks and design and stuff, it's probably better than most of the ones out there. I think it looks really good. I like the colors. I like the layout. I think it looks really good. It looks professional. Okay, so as far as like the lead generation and like content, I think maybe blog more about stuff than just listings, and maybe like answer some of the questions that she hears her clients ask her, things that keep them up at night and make them, those burning questions that need to get answered. Maybe like just make a whole list of just things that people ask and put that down.
I agree, and she wrote a nice blog the other day. She's at least starting to blog. And we have like 7 mistakes to avoid in buying a house and stuff like that. We're starting to write articles, and they're queuing them up in the blog, and then turn those into lead magnets. That's where I'm going there.
Oh yeah, and then say, oh yeah, and see that's a good thing, and maybe make that into a checklist.
Yep.
And then
so what I'll probably do
is email capture.
I put a lot of my effort into podcasting and this online media and sites the last few years, and it's made no money. I mean, a little bit, but very little. I need to get back into what used to make us money, which is real estate. So that's where I'm putting a lot of focus on, and then come back into the backside. Hey, I want to talk 2 seconds about Zillow. Here's Zillow in incognito. I just put Reno, Nevada in. This pops up. This Jack Cole is a really big producer so this is, and she's new, but she has nothing.
Can we? I don't know if John, you've.
Yeah, I got to wrap up.
Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes to finish up on this. Okay?
Oh yeah.
5 minutes. So we just type in any town, Reno, Nevada. We'll do Sacramento in a second. But this is where a WordPress company or agency could really help real estate agents locally in their town, starting with Zillow, to let's find out about the agents right here. That's one of my recommendations for real estate. So look, I typed in Reno, Nevada. You got Marshall coming up here real strong. Most sales. So who knows what they're paying there. He pays a lot. Jack Cole, he's an independent agent. And these are all the top producers here. Now I'm looking at all these guys in order. Coming down. This guy, here's Joseph. See Joseph on there? So these are the guys you want to emulate, I think. But let me tell you the problem. I'm going to search for a house. Now I want to show you this. This is really important. So I want to search for a house. So I go up here. I want to. You guys see home search on here anymore? I'm incognito, not signed in. So yeah, here it is. So I'm just going to. They brought the map up. So I want to buy a house in a zip code. Let's see. 98253, I think is the area. Yeah. Did I say that right? 98253. Is that? Who knows where that is? 89. The wrong area. So here's an area that we're looking at for Karen. This is the area she's going to be her geographical farm area. Really focus into one area in real estate. And that's one thing you have to understand in real estate. Been a long time. So we're going to go look at her one listing here that she's got in this area. So you go here, and it's going to be down here. I'm going to pull it up a little more. It's this one, right? Is this here? It must be this one. That's interesting. It's not showing up right now. That's bad. I wonder why. So that's not her listing. But see what they do in Zillow? The guys show up like this. Here's Jack Cole. See that? 193? Well, this is how many reviews he's got, and that's how many sales he's got within the year. This kid's amazing to study. 3 years. Look at him. If you want to look at somebody to study, is this guy. 3 years in real estate. He's got 20. He's got reviews here, but he's got 20 transactions, I think. This now it says recent sales is nothing. That's weird.
So
Here it looks like he's got 20 recent sales. See this? 20. So anybody who's in WordPress would want to use this. It says 20 recent sales in the last 12 months. Now it says it here. It was wrong before. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I was going to ask, is so like, are these premium listings? These aren't free, or are they free? Those Zillow listings.
Well, I have my account's going to be 100% free. Yeah, I want to show you. I do want to show you the back. Do you mind if I show you guys the back side of this so you can start thinking? Because I think you need to study this. Okay, Jonathan, you might want to look at this too. You've never really seen this.
Man.
Let me go to Zillow. You guys talk for a second. I'm going to pull up Zillow. I'm going to log in. So Agent Hub. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm logged in. So I want to show you the back side here. Okay, here we go. Backside. What's it look like? Zillow. Right here. Okay, here's the backside of the system. Okay, this is what you pay for. $320 a month, 12-year contract, 12-month contract, 20% buyout. So you have to pay 20% what's left of the contract. I called up. She had 4 sites on here, and the agents are all talking about this in the town. I'm not sure this works, but one of the problems is if you don't have a lot of sold in the area. So here's her listing. She's got the one listing here, right? When I pull this up, even on their sites, it doesn't even show her name on top. Sometimes when I go into incognito, if we went back to incognito.
Yeah. So maybe call them and find out why that is.
Oh, here's what they do. And let me show you another thing. You don't have to pay a dime for this. So you work through these things, and you only want one site. She had 4 sites, 4 different Zillow accounts. So I got down to 1. And you work through this. Jonathan, you want to tell real estate agents this you run into with Zillow. You want to tell them, do not buy into Zillow till you completely fill this out. And the only thing you have to pay for is when you get, it says in here, I think, become a Premier Agent right there. You can do all this other stuff. This is what you pay for right there, the Premier Agent. So you should fill all this out ahead of time. You can do all of your people saying good things about you, whatever you call them, reviews, and you get that knocked out. So you should not buy any of this until you have about 5 or 6, and maybe have 5 or 6 transactions, going or under your belt. So you look
I don't think it's just solely the transactions, Bill. I actually think you've got to get some positive reviews.
No, that's right. No, I just said that. Didn't I say reviews, John?
No, you said transactions.
No, I said both. No, you're not even listening. John, didn't I just say reviews first? Neither one of you guys are listening. Okay.
No, I said reviews. I know you said 5 or 6 transactions.
And reviews.
You said fill out everything in that right column and then pay for premium.
In reviews, I was talking about reviews right off the top.
Yeah.
I said you need to get reviews. Before I even got into this column here, I said you got to get these reviews knocked out right here.
So reviews are free?
Pardon me? Yeah, you could be. I have a free site, so I'll show you that. I'm gonna do a little tutorial online with ScreenFlow on this. But if you want to really help real estate agents in your community, I think this is the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really, not very many real estate agents really succeed, do they, Jonathan?
No.
It's a high turnover rate. A lot fail. So you're in an industry with a lot high failure.
But I have got an inbuilt. You got to have a list of people and then you actually are. It's not only the only thing I got to clarify with Zillow, John, is who can give you a review. Is it somebody that knows you in the community as a trusted person, or is it or do their terms and conditions only say that it's people that's actually done a transaction with you that can do a review? Because it's the same with Yelp, isn't it, John? You can get, what kind of review, if somebody says that they've done business with you and they know that you're dealing, or can it only be somebody that's actually done business?
Do they verify that they actually bought a house? Yeah, that's a good question. So, that is something that I've noticed. Now, not going to name names, but I've noticed a couple local competitors around here. They've have everybody on their team give them 5 stars on Facebook reviews, so that's no good. Yelp
Why?
is
Why not though? Why not? It's better than having the bad reviews. I think.
because people see through that. All they need to do is go to your about
But
page
do they
and
really?
see
I
your
mean, if you
team,
look
and
at
and they
the top agents, the top agents. I mean, the one agent you're working with, Jonathan, has really bad, one bad and one good.
He knows it. I've been on to him
So he
about
needs
it
a
for
bunch of
ages.
good ones stuck in there to balance out his stars.
Sure. Okay, so and you can see, and Google reviews the same thing. You can get your team members to give you like a good review, and I've seen people do that. But here's the thing: if you're a consumer, if you're like a client, and you're like looking at that, trying to figure out who you're going to go with for either web design or real estate or whatever it is, if you see like people doing that, you're going to like not trust anything else they have to say, because they're obviously like, hey, like everybody that works for us, like give us a good review. That's kind of shady. Like Yelp, that's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to do that as much. But
Okay, I just found this, and this is in Premier Agent. What they do give you some resource center. So we can go this some other time. I would like to dig into this, maybe a
yep,
combination. Because to tell you the truth, folks, I'm going to spend my time where it helps, and that's studying real estate and WordPress together. That's where I need to put my time, because doing the online, so YouTube, not the online net casting and stuff like that. You can make money, but that's a tough business. I do like the podcast, but I spent way too much time editing
It's
shows every
about
night.
it's like everything, Bill. It's like getting a balance.
I'm just saying, though, I've tried to make it in the podcasting netcasting, and I need to go back and focus all my knowledge in where we've made money in the past, which is real estate,
yeah.
and get it
It's
going.
like it's
And
like
and so
anything like
I
that.
need to
Like,
cut way back on my shows. I do 4 shows now. I was testing at 1. And
yeah,
when we do a podcast, it takes me, a couple, 2, 3 hours afterward to edit those things and get them
sure.
up. So I'm going to cut that way back.
But like with anything, whether it's a YouTube channel or a podcast or a blog,
Yeah.
there has to be like, you can put out all that information, but at the end you have to like be asking for something. There has to be like something that you want them to do.
Yeah, you
And
can call for action.
yep,
You got to get your lead. That's why in that business, you have to really start with your website and your landing page first, and make sure you're collecting email before you even start.
Yeah, I think we better finish because John needs to go off. Bill.
Hey, thank you, John.
yeah, I got tons of stuff to do. So.
Thank you, John.
You're really amazing,
Thanks.
John. You're an
Thank
amazing
you.
guy. Thanks.
Oh, thanks, Jonathan, and thank you, Bill. You guys are awesome too.
Oh, thanks, John. I do appreciate you coming on the show, and you're just a great guy, John.
Well, thank you for thinking so.
There's one thing about anyway, I really get into Jonathan. You saw this. I really got into this thing. It's a ton of money. I'm going to make a little tutorial. I think about at least what I think now. And I like your feedback real fast. I agree with you that you should not get into Zillow until you've built up your reputation, until you've got listings, things of that nature. That it's not going to return the money unless you get 5 or 6, 7 listings. What returns that money is that personal relationship that the real estate agents have with the people in their town and community. It's a local business.
Well, I think it's multifunctional, but what I'd like to know from you, when you were talking, what are their levels? Was the level that you bought in, was that the base level as a Premier? And what other levels?
They do it by zip code, so it's all by zip code and numbers. I could have bought more impressions. I've got 14,000 impressions.
Yeah, but don't they? I thought the core of their business was people filling in on their forms that are on their website, and they provide you with
Not at all. Not at all.
actual links.
Nope. They don't give you anything. No,
Oh.
not at all. Spend a few minutes here for yourself to learn, and we'll just, because I'm going to do a tutorial on this, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind talking.
Here's what's really cool. Here's what's really cool about this. We could do you mind doing a separate Google Plus Hangout on just this?
Well, that's the point I was making to
We'll
you.
do it right now. I wanted John's input. John's got amazing insight he's and you're good too. And you're on your stuff. Your stuff, I've always said, Jonathan, your products are really, really good. I think you got some amazing products. You could sell just even one of those products, but you don't have that arm to sell it or something.
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? But you just, the only insight I would say to you about this is that the industry, I'm talking about real estate, it's very incessionless. It's very about what that agent's getting results, and we'll look at that. and they rush around. What I don't see, which I do see from the top agents, is a consistent strategy, and they just keep working at it. And they, like the one that I noticed, I spoke to him and I was very impressed with him, a local agent, which I think it's Guy Johnson. He was on your Zillow list.
Let's look back at Zillow right now. I mean, we could do a separate little one.
He was one of the agents, and I spoke to him, but the problem was that he was already using Happy Grasshopper, and he was using a couple of other systems, but he knew precisely, he had it written all down in Excel about how much he spent, about $800 to $1,000 with Zillow a month. But this is how I thought it worked. I thought that they did have these base programs that start at $300, but then when you were talking about $1,000, $2,000 a month, they actually provided a lot of unfiltered people that actually filled in to get information from Zillow, and they provided those as actual active hot leads. And I actually also understand they provide a virtual assistant program that actually scrubs that stuff. But you've even got to pay even more for that service, Bill.
I didn't see that in their products. Hey, let's go and take apart their site. You want to take apart their site? I'd like to do it on a separate blab, though. It's
totally up to you. I need to go for a wee and come back. And
hey, wait a second, and I'll call you when I set up the site. Okay, so take 15 minutes.
Yeah, all right.
We'll go over the site and get this done.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right.